this kind of output. Let me show you custom hover test. They want to see this kind of output on the CMD screen, like ignore the title bar just for now. That like you can see a button is on the screen and it is saying normal button, but when you will hover on it or edge over on it, it changes its properties. So is it possible using the button function, and how you can achieve this kind of output? So let's talk about this, how you can do this within 10 minutes. Hey, hello YouTube. I'm Karan from Bharat, and in this video I'm going to tackle a request from one of the users. So if you will use the simple BATebox plugin, it won't allow you to check for mouse movements without clicking. Like you cannot detect mouse hover or mouse edge over using BATebox. For that, I specially made a plugin myself named as input.exe in C, and let me show you how it works. So hover test. So you can see we are able to change the properties of custom areas on CMD console. So I'm going to use input.exe combined with BATebox, and please note that you cannot use button function 2.0 for this purpose, because what button 2.0 does, it changes the entire button properties, but it cannot allow you to change the text. It is not the limitation of button function 2, it is a limitation of the plugin it is using for input, that is get input. So we are going to use BATebox to get the input. To print the input we are going to use BATebox. Okay, enough of the talk, let's directly use the button function 1.0. So let's grab the button function. Okay, let me run first the stopwatch. It'll run. Okay, let me put it here. Button function, getlen, and BATebox. Let me copy all these files. Copy them. Create a new folder. Let me. Okay, we already have these files. Just let me create a new folder here. YouTube demo. So we also need the input.exe plugin. So let me copy that one also. And what I'm going to use, I'm going to go to my blog folder where all the projects are residing, and I'm going to use this hover test.bat file. Copy it, paste it. Let's open it with Sublime Text Editor. Okay, so let me put it sidewise and let me open stopwatch here. So when you will open hover test of input.exe plugin, you will get this code pre-written inside it, and here you can see that we are reading input.exe with f parameter in every loop and setting some parameters here. So according to me, the parameter 2 means x, parameter 3 means y position, and parameter 1 will tell us whether it is click or not. So 0 means only mouse movement, not mouse click. So you can also read that in the comment. So let's modify this code to tackle our requirement. Let's start the clock. Okay, so let me delete the unnecessary code here. Let me call the button function here. So as we are using button function 1.0, so let me go back and grab a file here. My memory is not that much good, so I'm going to use some shortcuts. I'm going to copy that, copy that, paste that, and I'm going to name it as normal button with the red color, and result, it will be saved in result 1, and again paste it. Oops, I really need to practice with this keyboard. Okay, I'm going to name it as hover. Let me color is at green and name it the variable 2. We don't want any shadow, so let's, or you will know all these parameters if you have seen the video on button function 1.0. So we are getting input from input.exe now, so it is the time to print the button first. So call back box, change the origin to, let's say 25, let's say 35 11, and print the button. Okay, result 1, which is a normal button code, and here if the person2, which is x, is greater than equal to 35, we need an equal to parameter here. If it is less than equal to, let me see, as it is 6 characters and 2 characters here, 2 characters here, 4 characters extra, 10 characters, 35 plus 10 would be 45, and if percent parameter 3, okay, let me copy this code and paste it here. So this time we are going to talk about parameter 3, which is y value. So we are starting with 11. Oh yeah, where were we? Yep. Okay, so I have to restart the clock again. You can add the time difference. So for y, we are starting from 11 and ending at 13, just adding 2 extra. So we are not going to do that. Okay. Let me make it more clear to you by making it more rational code. So here, if the conditions are true, then we are going to print button 1, button 2, which is h over case. So let me send at the end, send the cursor to 0, 0. Let me reset the origin to 0, 0 first. Copy that, paste that, and now in other case I'll print button 1. So I think that's done. So YouTube demo folder, hover test. This is a normal button, and when you will hover on it, yep, it's working. But now can you see one thing? When I was hovering on it, it is changing its properties, but when I hover and take out the mouse, for some extent it keeps it in the same position. So let's fix this bug. I have found a way to fix this one. It's a very clumsy way of doing that. Okay, let me show you. So let's write everything block by block. So let me format it a little. If the condition is not true, then do that. Okay, and I think this one is for. Okay, this else is clear. uh, Let me make it short. Okay, so now copy this else statement, break the blocks. If this condition is true, if not true, then this one. If this condition is true, if not true, then this one. If this condition is true, if not true, then print the same button again. I know, this is not very efficient way of doing things, but I think this is the way I found it to work properly without any bugs. So let me run that again. So now it is pure hover or mouse edge over, you can detect. So you can see we have added an extra character here. So let me delete that one. So x parameter is 45, so let me make it 44. So awesome, we are done. So now you have the control over each basic elements using the previous functions and tools you have. I think this is the smallest way you can achieve this output. If you have any doubt or query or any suggestions by which you can do the same thing with a smaller code, you're welcome in the comments field below. I'll be happy to know the methods. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.